5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is The Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
Get to this new shit. All right, so the first news story we got is Will Smith finally comes out with a new video message, you know, talking about the whole situation with the slap and apologizing to Will Smith and all that other good shit. So what's the story with that shit?
You mean apologizing to Chris Rock?
Oh yeah, Chris Rock. I said apologizing to Will Smith. Yeah, apologizing to Chris Rock.
Let's see. Let me see. Here go a video.
Chris, and the message that came back is that it's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and you know, that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and you know, I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment.
Right. So that's a little clip from his apology, and so it says. Says Will Smith apologizes to Chris Rock, this time in video. So it says actor Will Smith posted a YouTube video Friday apologizing for striking presenter Chris Rock during the live TV broadcast of this year's Academy Award ceremony. Audiences around the world watch Will Smith stride along the stage after Rock made a crack about Smith's wife's haircut. Smith slapped Rock in the face and then sat down in the audience and yelled expletives at him. Will Smith went on to win the Best Actor Oscar for his starring role in the film King Richard, but days later he resigned from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, which then banned him from its events for 10 years. Quote, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. Smith said Friday in an emotional video, adding that he had reached out to Rock and was told the comedian is not yet ready. Earlier this week, Rock reportedly addressed the slap during his stand-up show in New Jersey, saying, quote, anyone who says words hurt has never been punched in the face, unquote. Rock reportedly joked, adding that he wasn't a victim and shook it off. Quote, I don't go to the hospital for a paper cut, unquote. Gotta
hit him with the thing.
Shots fired from Chris Rock. So hours after the infamous slap, Smith had written Rock an apology on Instagram, but this was his first message on video. There's no part of me that thinks, quote, there's no part of me that thinks this was the right way to behave in that moment, unquote. He said, quote, there's no part of me that thinks this was the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults, unquote. Facing the camera, Smith sighed several times and appeared to hold back tears. He addressed questions that had been raised, such as, why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? And he said, I was fogged out by that point, he answered. And it says Smith has said he responded to Rock's joke about his wife buzz cut hair, similar to the style sported by Demi Moore in the movie G.I. Jane. Jada Pinkett Smith suffers from hair loss and has publicly addressed with her struggles with alopecia. Quote, after Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? Unquote, which was another question Smith answered in the video. And then he said, quote, I made a choice of my own from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. He said, quote, Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe, unquote. So that's pretty much it. He talked about how he apologized to his mother, and his brother, Tony Rock, and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And he apologized to Questlove because it was Questlove's award that Rock was presenting at the time, and all of this and all of that. So he says, it really breaks my heart to have tarnished and stolen the moment and all of this and all of that. I mean, it's pretty much weak bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm like, if you are who you are, like, there's really no need to say sorry. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But the thing is, I think what if Chris Rock says, all right, cool, let me get the slap back, let me hit you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly. A lot of people think that's the way it's going to go. A lot of people think, like, let me slap the shit out of you on national TV in front of everybody, like you did me, nigga.
Right, exactly, right.
or let me shoot you in the chest with a bulletproof vest on and see how that works. Like,
right,
you know what I mean?
something. Because I'm like, yo, but see, I think Will Smith's whole issue, man, is that, and it's like, I just noticed this a lot. Just like the reason why so many people have a lot of these type of issues and they're going through all this shit is because they give a fuck. See, once you stop giving a fuck, then nothing matters. Do you understand what I'm saying? Meaning, like, none of it means anything to you, because a lot of this shit is coming from, like, Will Smith's trauma with shit that happened back in the day with his mom and shit. Now he has this issue with dealing with women, and now he feels like he has to, like, protect Jada, and that's why he did the shit he did. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing is that if he didn't give a fuck, then none of that shit would mean anything.
Exactly. And that's what I mean when I say, like, to me it's some weak shit, because look, I'm like this. When you know who you are, you kind of reserve you're willing to go down whatever road you're supposed to go down based on who you are.
Right. It just is what it is.
So my thing is like this. Everybody could think that Jada Pinkett is a bitch, and she ain't worth it, and all of this and all of that, and she's just using him. It don't matter what we think.
Right.
If Will Smith loved his wife, and he truly thinks that Chris Rock shouldn't have said nothing about her hair,
right,
and he wanted to slap her, and he chose to do that. At the end of the day, nigga,
right,
this is my wife. Fuck you. I'ma slap you in your fucking face.
Right.
And that's me in my marriage.
Right.
I'm not backpedaling for none of you niggas. You understand?
Exactly.
That's how I feel. Like if you a fucking man, then. But see, the problem with Will Smith is that he's a flexible nigga, bro.
Right. And the reason why he even did all that shit in the first place is because he gives too much of a fuck. Because to me, I look at that like, if that was really how he is, then I'm like, just do you. But I don't think that's really how he is. He's like that because he gives a fuck. See, you're not really yourself until you don't give a fuck. And what I mean is, you don't give a fuck in a sense where you're like, see, you can't give a fuck and then take action on giving a fuck, because then what you're doing is you're taking action on the things that you're giving a fuck about. And so what I'm saying is that in the first place, if you didn't give a fuck, then that would be your natural state. Because what happens is that a lot of the times we give a fuck because of our ego. You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes us lash out and do crazy things or do this or do that, because we're trying to save our ego. We're trying to save our image of who we think, we are, or what people are, expecting us to be, and all this other shit. So my thing is, because like I was watching this movie the other day, it's like a series or whatever. And in the show, the girl, she committed suicide because she did some like sex tape, and then like it started floating around and everyone started making fun of her and yada yada yada. So she couldn't take the pressure and she killed herself, right? And I'm watching this and I'm looking at this and I'm like, this character, she would have been cool if she just didn't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? But she killed herself because she gave a fuck. See, that's the problem with a lot of people, is that a lot of their issues in their life and the unhappiness comes from them giving a fuck too much. And usually you give a fuck because you're worried about other people's opinions, and you're worried about other people's opinions and their views of you because you're looking for their validation. And you're looking for their validation because you don't love yourself. That's all. That's what it boils down to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. Because look, I understand it's Hollywood too, so you got to maybe try to save face for your career and this and that. And from that perspective, I get it. But when it comes to being a man and just and being who you are, I figure like this: whether you making a mistake or you doing the right thing, either way, you have to. Either way, to you, it should be the right thing.
Exactly, because you're doing it. You know what I'm saying?
You're choosing to do it, so therefore it should be the right thing. But the part that fucks with me is the fact that you laughed at the joke, and then you switched up and then went and smacked a nigga. Right,
exactly.
If Will and Jada was frowning as soon as they heard the G.I. Jane joke, my nigga, like he's he made fun of some other people, blah blah blah. But it would have made more sense to me if, as soon as he said, Jada, I love you.
Right.
Can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane. And as soon as he said G.I. Jane 2,
right.
If both him and Will and Jada was frowning, was like screw facing, like, man, fuck that nigga. And then he got up and did what he did, I would have been like, I would have fucking applauded the nigga. Like, nigga, exactly. What you gotta do for your fucking wife, nigga. That's your wife. That's your situation. Who am I to fucking judge and say anything about your situation?
Right,
nigga?
and how you supposed to do your shit. Right, exactly.
That's what the fuck you feel you gotta do. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that's what you feel you gotta do, so do it.
Right, exactly.
But the fact that you laughed, a hearty laugh too. Like, he didn't just giggle under his breath. No, the nigga open mouth laughed.
Right.
Laugh out loud. And then he looked over at his fucking wife with the frowny face.
Right.
And was like, uh-oh. And then flipped the script and then went and smacked the nigga. That's the part that pisses me off, bro. Because that shows me that you have no continuity in your fucking character. You're a weak link. You're a wishy-washy motherfucker. Right. I don't like niggas like that.
Exactly, bro. Because he's not actually being fully himself. He's caught in between like who he is and who he's trying to be based off of other people's expectations. And that's what a lot of people do. And again, they do that because they just give a fuck too much. All Will Smith had to do is not give a fuck. Like, if I was him, I would have came back on that video and said, listen, look, I don't feel good about this slap and shit. And Chris Rock, I apologize to you, apologize to your mother. But from here on out, I'm letting y'all niggas know right now, this is who the fuck I am, and fuck y'all niggas if y'all don't like me. You understand what I'm saying? That's what he should have said. That's what he should have said. Like, look, nigga, he should have been like, yo, one day I might be cool, one day I might not be cool. You understand what I'm saying? One day I might feel this way, one day I might not feel this way. You understand? Now, the thing is, I applaud Will Smith for at least what I applaud him for is, like, I like the fact that he's not afraid to be transparent and just tell niggas what it is. Like, hey, I feel this way and I feel that way and blah, blah, blah. But the problem is he's still not brave enough to really be Will Smith. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly, right.
And until he does that, he ain't gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just straight up own it, bro. Just straight up fucking own it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because I'm like, you at that point already. You got enough money, so you ain't like, he has fuck you money. So then he should tell these niggas fuck you. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yo, come on, man. That's how
I see. The thing is, when it comes to this type of shit, I always believe that there's two things. There's like a general opinion, and then there's your personal opinion. Right. Now, sometimes your personal opinion is gonna align with your general opinion, and so be it. But sometimes your personal opinion won't align with your general opinion. Right. Because the thing is, when it comes to a general opinion, in my book, it's kind of like the thing with the general opinion, and the reason why it's general is because I feel like generally everybody has the fucking right to do what the fuck they want to do.
Exactly, right.
I honestly fucking believe that. So as much as niggas might hear me say, these transgender motherfuckers and blah, 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 or this, that, and the third bitch ass niggas, or simps, or MGTOW, or black pill, or whatever the fuck you sell, nigga, do what the fuck you want to do, though.
Facts.
You feel me?
Facts.
If you ask me my opinion, all y'all motherfuckers is stupid, crazy, and idiotic, of course.
Exactly,
That's my personal opinion, though, if you asking. You understand?
Right.
But at the same time, nigga, be free, because if one of you motherfuckers try to tell me what to do, we got problems.
Exactly. Facts. Facts. That's a fact.